Oh, thank you, James. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo estamos? Bienvenidos. Happy Halloween. Oh, man, I was going to come out all dressed today, but I guess I already did the wig thing, right? Happy Halloween. If you're not trick-or-treating, if you're home, then come hang out for a bit. We've even already done the freaky, spooky topics. What am I going to do? Bueno, ya es Halloween, bienvenidos, feliz Halloween, espero de que estén por ahí disfrutando, que tengan caramelos en las puertas. Qué bonita, me parece una bonita, un holiday bonito para la familia, por lo menos para que estén recibiendo a los niños, dándoles caramelos. Esto es como Santa Claus, ¿no? Parte de esas actividades que hace que uno sea niño. Yo encima me iba a poner la peluca y todo de nuevo, pero bueno, se me olvidó. Ya está, acá estamos. Bueno, estamos en vivo si quieren interactuar. Estamos en miamitvhd.com. Hi, Joe, James, welcome, guys. What's up, TikTok? So we're going to start with, let me look for the topics for today. We are live on miamitvhd.com. We're live on Roku. And also live on TikTok. What just happened? Okay. Hey, Jenny, are humans inherently good or bad? In our own mind, each of us, I'm certain, think we are good. Wait, I think. Hold on. I think we already talked about this one and you resent it. When we think we're inherent, are we deceiving ourselves when we think that we're inherently good? Do we all have a demon within us that is just waiting for the opportunity to reveal itself? Okay, sort of. You sent a topic like this, almost very, very similar before. But okay, let me just to answer the email. So, are we deceiving ourselves when you think we're inherently good? Do we all have demons inside of us that we're waiting for opportunities to reveal themselves? You can have a demon inside of you if you've absorbed a negativity at some point in your life, so not necessarily. It doesn't mean that everybody has negativity inside, although in today's world, unfortunately, most people do have negative energies inside of them. They do not know what's going on. Others wake up and realize they need to find help. That's why we made a place like Energy Tulum here in the jungle for people to come and cleanse themselves from negative energy. And yeah, every time you see more and more people just possessed by something that isn't them. And the number one thing that happens to people is everything is going, well, except from maybe 2 months ago, or for other people is more time or less time. Everything just started going wrong. Like my job doesn't work. I'm fighting with my wife. My health isn't what it was before. So it's, yes, these things are happening, you guys. Unfortunately, there is this spread of negativity amongst people that it's something that you do not see, but it's happening every day, and it does affect your everyday life. So if all of a sudden your life started going in a negative way, things didn't continue to happen the way that they usually do in a positive way, then it's very simple. You just absorb negativity from someone or something or a situation in particular that got you to that spot. But the important thing is to be aware of these negative actions and this negativity in your life so you could just put a stop to it and find somewhere or someone that can help you with it, okay? But consciousness is the first thing. La conciencia es lo primero, amigos. ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. Estábamos hablando entonces, ¿qué tal si todos somos positivos, todos nacemos positivos, ya sabemos, pero alguien pregunta, ¿crees de que todos tenemos un demonio adentro que simplemente está esperando para demostrarse en algún momento u otro? Sí y no. Creo de que mucha gente hoy en día tiene negatividad adentro y simplemente es algo que está sucediendo en el mundo donde hay un desbalance energético tremendo, donde hay más negatividad que positividad. Pero al mismo tiempo creo que muchas personas también se están dando cuenta, o sea, estamos entrando en épocas que nos damos cuenta, no hace falta ser tan inteligente para darse cuenta que el mundo está negativo, o sea, de que... em, por eso nosotros armamos un lugar como Energy Tulum, donde ayudamos a las personas con su energía negativa. Pero cada vez me llegan más personas, por ejemplo, de que claro, todo está bien, por arriba todo está bien, pero cuando empieza la gente a hablar, terminan diciendo que sí sienten pesadeces o algo que los está frenando en el negocio o de repente empezaron a pelear con su pareja o su salud ya no era la de antes o tienen mucho sueño, están sin ganas y no entienden, pero saben que algo hay. Entonces sí, mucha gente no entiende de energías, pero las percibe. Nosotros percibimos, obviamente, no hace falta ser tan inteligente para eso, pero darse cuenta cuando de repente todo te empieza a salir mal, pues obviamente es porque hay algo negativo que está rodeándote o algo negativo que está dentro tuyo que sí efectivamente empezó a cobrar vida. Las energías son algo que absorbemos, pero terminan agarrando no, it's good, James, because you know I always find my way. Las energías es algo que empiezan agarrando fuerza de un momento al otro si ustedes no se las quitan de encima. Por eso son tan importantes las autolimpiezas que a veces les he explicado sobre el tema de la masturbación y todo eso. Si no lo han visto van a tener que ver otro programa para no volver a hablar de lo mismo. Pero el punto es ese, de que cuanto más negatividad hay en el mundo, más despierta la negatividad de las personas que ha estado acumulada y en muchos casos durmiendo por mucho tiempo. So something is happening in the world, you know, that there is so much negativity being generated. That people that have had negative energy inside of their bodies for some time now and never removed them because, well, it didn't really caught your attention, or you didn't believe in it, or it didn't bother you until now that all of a sudden you start noticing things going down the drain. These energies are being kind of awoken. Okay, that's what I'm realizing, that the more energy, the more negativity that surrounds the world, the more negative energy that's being awoken inside of people, and that's when all of a sudden you get those moments where you say, "Hold on, my life isn't the same as what it used to be a couple of weeks or months ago. What the hell happened?" And I'll ask, "Well, did something in particular happen in that particular month?" And for a lot of people, it's no, nothing horrible or nothing bad happened. Things just started declining. So, for a large percentage of the population, it's that you've had negativity inside of your body for as long as you can remember, that maybe, hola, that maybe you didn't pay attention to because it wasn't really bothering you. But all of a sudden, it got shocked into life, and now it's going to start making your life a living hell. So I want you to be aware of these moments. Are you all of a sudden starting to fight with your spouse, starting to fight with your family? Are you uncomfortable at home? What triggered these events, if anything triggered them? And if not, well, like we said the other day, any kind of emotions that you're having that cause you to have negative emotions is because there's negativity inside of you. It's really that simple. Now, I don't want you to get all freaked out and say, "Oh my God, I'm possessed." No, this came in so it can come out. It's just a matter of being smart enough that it begins with you. If you're smart enough to know when it starts to bother you, put a stop to it. Because remember, like I always tell you, your intelligence is above any energy. Happy Halloween! Hello, Canada. What's up, Toronto? Hi, guys. You're awesome. Thank you. Giving us a silent treatment. I know I had no audio. Sorry. Tell us a ghost story. Oh man. Well, I guess it's okay because it's Halloween. No, but I think that the freakiest ghost stories that I told you guys about, my first experience cleansing a house that was possessed, I told you a couple of weeks ago. So we started October with spooky topics, you guys, if you don't remember. um, uh, for example, like when souls leave this physical space, right? And they're still stuck here, and how that you can be possessed by negative energy still when in the afterlife, believe it or not. So the energy that's inside of your body now, it goes with you when you pass away. That's why it's so important to be able to go through this life as positive as possible, and to go through your purgings, whatever or however you decide to purge and cleanse before that moment happens. That way you can go towards the positive side more than anything. But the only freaky, the number one freaky thing that I remember when it comes to ghost stories is that house that I visited near the cemetery where there was this guy that was beheaded. So that was really interesting. Yeah. But if something comes up, I will let you know. No es fácil ser positivo ante tanta negatividad que vive en el mundo, guerras, conflictos, agresiones, hostilidad, agresividad, intolerancia. Hola Cristiano, bienvenido. Hola José. No, no es fácil. Nadie dijo que era fácil. It says it's not, boo. It's not easy to be positive in a world with so much negativity, with wars, conflicts, aggressions, hostility, aggressive intolerance. That's why we talk about these things so much that I kind of sound like a broken record sometimes because it's getting heavier as we speak. So the more, just imagine this, you are energy, right? So the more of a vibration that's around you that doesn't necessarily resonate with your positive energy is going to cause your molecules to kind of be distorted, and you're not going to be able to be at peace. You're not going to be able to be in that beautiful symphony, of wave. There's a video that I saw a couple of days ago. I should put it up on the screen. I'm gonna look for it and see if I can share it next time. But it shows this. Sometimes scientists, I guess, put like this tube with styrofoam balls inside of them, and started sending different frequencies, sound-wise, towards this little balls, and you can see the styrofoam going up and down or in waves. One of them would be very sharp in peaks. Other ones would kind of make the styrofoam dance in a very smooth way. And I realized this is the perfect video for me to explain to you guys what we talk about sound and music so much. That is exactly what happens inside of your body when you have the vibration of sound. When something is positive, it's going to be nice and smooth, right? Like wavy. When something is negative, it's going to create kind of like peaks of like pumping, I guess you could say, or peaks of short movements. It's really interesting. Everything that has to do with energy, it's not proven, but it's if you can get all these concepts to your life and bring them to life before scientists come up with so much proof about energy, then I promise you your life is going to benefit so much better from the get-go, because you don't wait for somebody to say, this is proven, to go ahead and start working with it. No, your energy, period. There's no scientists in the world, I think, that can deny that. So just start putting that into your brain, that if your energy, well, anything energetical that's around you is going to be about to affect you in a positive or a negative way. We are constantly exposed to waves. We are constantly exposed, to this radiations that we don't understand. So even when there's a sun, even when there's an eclipse, or where there's what do they call them? What does the NASA call them? Star storms, meteorite storms. Those are meteorite storms are actually negative energy storms. In an energetical level, when you work with energies, these kind of nights you tend to just stay still because there's a lot of movement. So imagine people that have no clue of what's going on. You're just kind of hanging out at home, right? And all of a sudden, there's all these energy penetrating our atmosphere from different places of the universe and just kind of hanging out around you. Obviously, you're going to be affected. So if your energy's not relaxed, if your energy's not at peace and with consciousness, then of course it's going to cause you to fight with your wife. It's going to cause you to fight with your kids. It's going to bring negative thoughts to your mind. And that's why it's so important to have consciousness over your thoughts, so that when these moments happen, you win. You are awake, you are conscious, and you don't allow it to affect you. But if you don't want to believe in this, if you don't want to believe in energy, right, then okay, well, continue living the life that you're living. But right now we are going through a high moments of movements of energy around the world. And yes, the war has a lot to do with it, of course. Imagine the amount of negativity that's been generated in specific parts of the world that are radiating towards the rest of the world. Every time there's a death that is not planned, that is not by destiny, especially of innocent people, then, well, everybody's innocent, right? But, well, not every, yeah. Then the more peaks of negative energy that there is. So it's unfortunate, but it's where we are. It's the world that we're living in today. All we have to do is just wake up to know that these things happen, and don't allow that negativity to affect you in your household. So whenever you have a thought of fighting, if you ever have a thought of all of a sudden you have a fight for no reason with your partner at home, then stop and realize that, hey, wait, this isn't you. What is going on? Walk outside, take a couple of deep breaths, go back in and realize that, hey, yeah, there's something around that just messed up with that just sends you a signal of negativity so that you can have a spark of negative energy. Because remember, every argument that we have, every single negative emotion that we have is us generating that energy. So, yeah. Hello, Palabra, good morning. Feliz, Lawless Funeral Directors. Hi, nice name. Welcome, fan. How are you? Feliz Halloween. Hola, Álvaro. What's up, guys? Camera angle is perfect. I know it wasn't on purpose, but I have nowhere else to put it. Oh, we just had 666. No, please, either one more person or leave. There you go. Don't leave it at 666, you guys. It's not a nice name. It's not negative. It's a conversation, that discussion. Okay, I think I missed it. Hi, baby. Hi, guys. Hi, Pedro. I used to be a news junkie, but today I take it into small doses. The news is all negative. It's conflict that sells newspapers, not brotherhood. But at the same time, the problem is that the reason why the news always sends you negative stuff, it's because we're the problem. We give more ratings to images of people bleeding or dead or being shot at than videos like this, for example. So the popularity of things today are the reflection of how humanity is mental-wise. It's as simple as that. If we are in a mentality of degradation, if we are vibrating really low, then that's exactly what's going to be popular today. So we were talking about this the other day. Remember, if people were more conscious, then maybe instead of giving ratings to images of war or blood or gruesome images, you would just block those out of your system and you just give ratings to things that give you dopamine, right? Things that produce dopamine in your brain and that make you happy. That way you can generate positive energy. But no, we are constantly bombarded by propaganda, and I'm not saying I'm not saying to live in an illusion. It's okay to know what's going on in the world and to be aware of the things that are going on. But tell me if it's not true that every time you see an image of the war, you don't get kind of sucked into viewing more. It's kind of like Google itself knows what it is that you pause at and what you're more interested in. So it's like, why do you think that all of a sudden you see something and then after that you see something similar and similar and similar? So it's like you'll see a disaster and then followed by that disaster, you're going to see another one and another one and another one. So it's okay to be alert with the things that are going on in the world. But again, yeah, like James said, take it into doses. We're live in Miami TV, so I got you guys in a little backstage here. Want to wrestle? Probably not good wrestling, but sure. Oh, he's up for some fun. A veces es mejor aislarse y ni siquiera ver, leer o escuchar noticias porque un gran porcentaje son negativas. Si uno se encierra en su mundo interior positivo, no se verá tan afectado. Qué bárbaro, Darío. Justo lo que dijo otro televidente en inglés. James, somebody just said the same thing in Spanish about, news in small doses so you can stay positive. Absolutamente, es algo de que, fíjense que también nosotros somos los culpables por lo cual las cosas tienen popularidad hoy en día. Le damos más popularidad a cosas que son de sangre, de matanzas, por eso las noticias, o sea, no las culpo tampoco, porque por eso están tan enfocados en darte ese tipo de noticias, porque saben que es lo que vende. Entonces, no sé si se han dado cuenta en algún momento que están en Twitter o están en alguna red social y están mirando una noticia y de repente sale una similar y otra similar y otra similar. Es como que ves un noticiero y de repente te recomiendan 20. Y todos hablan de lo mismo, solo que diferentes imágenes y diferentes puntos de vista. Entonces, es importante, sí, estar consciente quizás de lo que está sucediendo en el mundo, pero no hacerlo formar parte de tu día a día, 24 horas, esa información en tu mente. No. tómate un horario, que lo ideal sería en el medio de tu día, ¿no? Ni siquiera en la mañana, porque si no te levantas con mala onda. En el medio de tu día, donde después vas a estar haciendo cosas que te distraigan para no mantener esos pensamientos negativos o imágenes que has visto negativas en tu mente. So I think the perfect timing to watch any kind of news and get, acquainted to whatever is going on in the world is probably around lunchtime. Because if you watch the news when you wake up, right? You're going to already be awoke. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna have this energy through the day of disasters, economic flaws, wars, suffering, blood, children dying, sex trafficking. I mean, what isn't going on today? Seriously. So that's not the kind of energy that you want to go ahead and take over the rest of your day. So definitely do not watch the news in the morning, you guys. And I know a lot of you do. I'm so sorry. It's just a recommendation I can give you. Try to leave it for lunchtime. Go ahead and get yourself up to speed with everything that's going on. But you want to do this when you know you're going to have something to keep your mind busy afterwards. So this means if you're going to watch the news in lunchtime, then afterwards you're going to go back to work, right? So your mind is going to be again busy in your work, 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 work. So those images and that those messages that get to your mind with all the negativity that's going on in the world, it's not going to take over and it's not going to be like haunting you for the rest of the day. And if you realize there's specific locations in the world, especially locations of poverty, where people are constantly watching TV. I don't know, like I can think of places here in Mexico or in Cuba, like this is a Latin America kind of way where, and I'm seeing watching TV, like watching the news. So maybe that's something that is also keeping them in poverty. Some people are literally stuck on the news all day. Even at work, they have the news on. They don't put music on, they don't put anything else on. It's just the constant talk about the government, the money, the war, etc. And it happens more in these kind of environments. So everything's related. If you're getting vibrations, if you're getting low vibrations in, then that is the vibration you're going to be exhaling for at least a couple minutes, hours, or however long you make it a conversation. Because you can decide to watch the news and leave it at that, and it's like, okay, I know what's going on, period. Let me cross the page and do something else today. Or you can be one of those people that's where I'm thinking of Latin people, because, yeah, they do that a lot. and I'm Latin. So, yeah, my grandparents, I remember all day the news on. And now that I think about it, I'm like, right. So you're stuck in this mentality of poverty. You're stuck in this mentality of life is hard. You're stuck in a mentality of the world is difficult, though there's no hope kind of thing, because there's no hope in the news. Let's be honest. So and your life just kind of gets wasted away day by day, especially people that have retired. So if you've retired, please stay off the news, you guys. Just a little bit, like I said, and then go do something that gives you dopamine. Go do something that makes you happy. Welcome. Excellent lungs. Yeah, sorry, I can talk a lot. Así que bueno, eso es una de las cosas. What's up, TikTok? Okay, I see you now. Jake from State Farm. Are you from State Farm? Hola, hola, comercial, perdón el corte. I think the worst, so I won't be shocked, but surprised. So the first thing you do is think of the worst, so it doesn't take you by surprise. I get it. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad outcome. I don't think that's a bad way of looking at things. But remember that if you're always thinking of the worst, then you're also attracting the worst. So just make sure it's just like a fast thought, where it's like, okay, you're aware of all the things that could happen, but all of your energy is going to be on what's going to happen, which is what you want to happen. That is where the strength, let's say, of your mind comes in, and you're sending energy and you're sending your vibrations towards what you want to happen. Because remember, every single thought you have, you are creating that reality. So be aware, be alert, right? But focus more on, even if it sounds like an illusion, even if you're thinking of something that you want to happen that deep inside you feel like it's very far-fetched, right? You're still going to do it, because everything is possible. There's no impossibles, you guys. You're going to create them. I didn't know you had TikTok. I used to watch you on YouTube. We're actually live on YouTube too. We have another TikTok account that got suspended, so we opened this one. And 2023 was my in like March is when I installed for the first time TikTok on my phone. I was totally against it, but now I'm like, all right, we're gonna do the shows again. Let's go ahead and do them. The Secret. Have you watched The Secret? I loved that book and that movie. It's yeah, The Secret, the law of attraction, all that stuff. But remembering that you first have to generate the energy to send it towards that. So I think that's something that they missed out in these teachings. But I have to say that The Secret and The Law of Attraction by Henry Higgs were the two books that definitely got me out of my slump, you know, in my 20s and to where I am today. So I feel like every single bits of information, depending on how high in teachings they are, come to you at the right time. You know, like for some people it might be good to get certain information and they take it and they utilize it for their life. But for others, like the information that I'm sharing or the stuff that I talk about with sexual energy, you might not be ready for this kind of information. You know, you might just hear me talk about sexual energy and you're going to be like, what is this crazy girl talking about? But that's like the most advanced teachings is sexual energy, is learning about your force. You know, the force is inside of you. Literally, that's what it is. So, so imagine first you can start with the law of attraction, but little by little, all of the teachings will eventually, the higher in vibration you go, all of the teachings will guide you towards that one particular goal, which is the consciousness and generation of positive energy through your sexual energy. I need your sexual energy. Thanks. Understanding worst allows me to steer in the other direction. Okay, yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, why not? Dicen, yo siempre intento ver lo peor en los panoramas para entonces, pues simplemente ir hacia el otro lado y dar vuelta al manubrio y estar preparado y que no me agarre de sorpresa si algo mal pasa. En este caso creo que está bien. Creo de que lo importante es no enfocarse mucho en en lo malo que puede pasar, sino enfocarse de que puede haber puede haber una posibilidad de que hayan ciertas fallas, pero a la larga, ¿no? O sea, siempre enfocarte más en lo que tú deseas. Entonces, estás preparado para lo que sea, pero tu energía está enfocada en esa ilusión, en eso que deseas, en en esa meta, ¿ok? Porque si te pones a pensar en todo lo mal que puede pasar y a todo le estás dando el mismo porcentaje energético, estás atrayendo diferentes tipos de situaciones y no tienes nada claro. So the important thing is not to focus all of our energy on what could go wrong. Just this, okay, this could go wrong, so I know how to fix it, but what do I want to happen? Okay, so you want to make sure the percent of energy that you're sending towards that is particularly positive towards the positive outcome, of course. Your sexual energy is spectacular, Jenny. Thank you. Well, yeah, that's what I do. Anyway, so if you guys aren't ever near Tulum, I do have a positive energy center here in Tulum that we've built in the middle of the beautiful jungles of Tulum, where we treat negative energy and cleansings. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, let me tell you. But I've realized, yeah, every time people more and more have stuff inside of them that it's like they know something's there, they don't know where to start or if it's real. It's just you feel this heaviness that's just weighing on your back and your shoulders, and you feel like whatever you do, it's difficult to move on, and whatever project you want to bring out, it's also it's like you have to try it 3 times before you're successful at it. It's okay. It's what's happening, you guys. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the energies that are surrounding us in today's world. That things are going to be a little bit more difficult because before they become easier. So we just gotta hang on there. It's a little more, maybe 2 more years before we get this spectacular change. But in the meantime, yeah. Or being with a narcissistic, what? What are you guys talking about, chickens? All right, my loves, I'm gonna continue now in Miami TV, or you know what? Let's stay a little longer because I don't know. There's something about what happened to the movement. What movement? Who really cares about the problem? Talk about the news. Well, that's the thing. We're not talking about my problem. We're talking about lives, and what we were just talking about. Why would we want to talk about the news where every single channel you're tuning into is talking about the news? No, that's particularly not what we do. We try to distract you guys to thinking about how to better your energy and your vibration. In fact, I don't have any problems, so I can't talk about my problems. We miss you. Aw. En el canal de YouTube vi archivos tuyos de hace 10 años. Estás hermosa. Gracias. Dice, seen some of your videos from 10 years ago. You're even more beautiful today. Thank you. Yeah, we've been doing this for 15 years, so it's a while. Not much energy to that because I can now use it for better things. Good. That's the important thing, is knowing what you're going to use it for. All right, guys. I wanted to touch base on this because we were talking about it the other day, and I couldn't find the information on it. And something made me just stumble upon it. I have like this whole folder of all of the shows that we've done in the topics. Remember the other day we were talking about music and how at some point in history the hertz were changed, where the vibration of the music that we're listening to in regular music today is completely opposite to the divine vibration that we should be receiving to move our molecules in a positive way and progress as human beings. So, yeah, I got it. Okay, so it says, it's in Spanish. I'm going to read it in Spanish first. ¿Se acuerdan el otro día que estábamos hablando un poco sobre el cambio de hertz? So we changed from 432 hertz to 440 hertz. Why? Dice, hemos cambiado de 432 Hz a 440 Hz. Dice, ¿por qué? Dice, un ministro de propaganda nazi llamado Joseph Goebbels decretó universal en 1932 por el cual se insta a todo el mundo a afinar la música a 440 Hz en vez de 432, una frecuencia a la cual se afinaba toda la música hasta el momento. ¡Qué miedo! Okay, this is some freaky stuff. So it says, a minister so a propaganda Nazi minister called Joseph Goebbels created a universal law that in 1939, everybody that had instruments needed to tune their instruments to 440 hertz and instead of 432. I told you there was information about this. So 432 hertz is what we call the divinity kind of frequency, where whatever you listen to in that hertz is good for your energy. So it helps you calm down. It helps your molecules move, like we were just talking about, in a very gentle and smooth way. Other than when you're sending to the body a sound that is making you vibrate inside, right, in a negative way, then how do you expect your mind to be? Of course, that's what's happening today, is that our mind isn't really clear. It's all fuzzy and you can't think much. And yes, like somebody just said, you could decide to move to the middle of nowhere, yeah, like I did, and have that peace without the noise. And it definitely makes a difference. Ok, desde 1939 hasta hoy el día se ha entonado a esa frecuencia. Since 1939, these frequencies is what we've been listening to. So that's a long time. Esto provoca en la gente pensar y sentirse de una manera determinada y se la mantiene sumida en un desorden interno. Wow. This kind of frequency, this hertz, provokes people into thinking and feeling in a determined manner that maintains you in a submissive way and an internal disorder. That's exactly what we've been talking about. I'm so happy I found this. En 1953, el decreto de Goebbels fue aprobado por parte de la Organización Internacional de Normalización, la ISO. Esto ocurrió a pesar de que los esfuerzos de un gran número de músicos franceses que apoyaban el Conservatorio de París organizaron un referéndum para reservar la afinación en 432. So see, there was even people that went against him. I mean, come on, he's a Nazi. Of course it's going to be bad for us. That's like mind control, you guys. That's why I try not to listen to music after 1939. That's horrible. Okay, this provokes people in being in a state of internal disorder. In 1953, the Goebbels decree was approved by the ISO, the International Organization of Normalization. I didn't know that existed. This occurred even though a lot of French musicians came together in the Conservatory of Paris, organizing a referendum to reserve the music in the 432 hertz. And of course, nope, there's something higher, there's a higher power than all of us in this physical world that needs to have control. So, of course, they allowed this change, and all the instruments are tuned in today to a frequency that is no good for us. El afinado de 432 Hz ha estado oculto en el mundo por ser el punto de balance sónico de la naturaleza. How beautiful. See, the refinement of 432 hertz it's been hidden really deep to be in the balance of sonic nature. So, wait, did I translate that right? I'm translating from Spanish as I read. El punto del balance sónico de la naturaleza. So it's the sonic balance of nature. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. 432 hertz vibrates in the principles of media and other pH1 and unifies the properties of light, time, space, matter, gravity, and the magnetism of biology and the DNA and consciousness. That's why we've talked about sound so much, how important it is, and how everything we are consuming and that goes directly to our brain is affecting the rest of our body. Amazing. Dice, el afinado que está oculto por el mundo por ser el punto de balance sónico de la naturaleza, 432 Hz, vibran los principios del medio del oro, pH1, y unifica las propiedades de la luz, tiempo, espacio, materia, gravedad y el magnetismo con la biología y el código del ADN de la conciencia. O sea, 432 Hz es, yo le llamo como el tono de la divinidad, ¿no? O sea, claro, de la naturaleza. Toda la música desde este entonces pues ha estado completamente en contra de nuestra naturaleza. So we've been listening to vibrations of that are against nature. Crazy. Okay, almost done. De la afinación natural de 432 Hz tiene efectos profundos en la conciencia y también en el nivel celular de nuestro cuerpo. Por la resintonización de instrumentos musicales y el uso de la afinación de conciertos a 432 Hz, en vez de 440, tus átomos y el ADN empiezan a resonar en armonía con la espiral del pH1 de la naturaleza. Eso lo dijo Brian T. Collins. Listen to this. So tuning into the natural frequency, right, which is 432 hertz, has profound effects to your conscience. It also has a cellular level effect to your body. Cells, guys, your cells are moved by energy. Because it resynchronizes the musical instruments and the use of this in a concert of 432 hertz instead of 442. This means that your atoms and your DNA commence to resonate in harmony with the spiral of the pH1 of nature. This was said by Brian T. Collins. Crazy. So you got to be careful what you're listening to. Toda la música que escuchamos en este momento genera una frecuencia inarmónica con el planeta y con el organismo humano. Every single music that we listen to today creates a frequency of not harmony and not in harmony with the planet or with the human organism. Una nota hace 12 armónicos porque pone en resonancia las 12 notas de la escala musical. Las notas hacen 12 armónicos cuando se toca una nota afinada en la afinación 432 Hz. Cuando uno toca la de 440, solo se hacen 8 armónicos. La música afinada en 440 Hz es muy pobre. Wow, increíble. So this is the difference. If the instrument or if the music is tuned into 440 Hertz, it only has 8 harmonics involved. And if the music is, in 432 Hertz, which is a good one, it actually gives you 12 harmonics. So that's a big difference. It's it's tunes that they've taken out the tunes that we need to finish that healing with music, right? La frecuencia del planeta Tierra es de 8 Hz, las ondas alfa, la frecuencia del cerebro, el estado de relajación profunda, son de 8 Hz. Afinar 440 hace que la base no sea 8, sino 825, lo cual significa que los armónicos que generan no son armoníacos en el planeta. ¡Qué locura! El ser humano funciona en un rango de frecuencia que va de 16 a 32 Hz. So the human body resonates with a frequency that goes from 16 to 32 Hertz. What does this mean? It says the frequency of planet Earth is 8 Hertz. The alpha waves, the frequency of the brain being in a state of a profound relaxation is of 8 hertz. So putting the instruments to 440 makes it so that the bass is an 8, but it's 825. So this means that every single harmonic that we're receiving today from the music is not vibrating well with our bodies and our DNA. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, you guys. There's so much information. All right, my loves. We're going to continue in MiamiTVHD.com. I know you guys wanted our uncensored, free kind of shows in Miami TV. So we're going to continue the rest of the show there. You can tune into MiamiTVHD.com. And we have a positive energy seminar following up for our members of Miami TV where you could subscribe. We have over 3,000 shows that you can watch on demand. And we have our weekend shows from the bars here of Tulum. A lot of fun. Check them out. So thanks for watching. Be good. Let me see if you guys had anything else to say, although that means I'm going to stay here forever. A cat's vibrations have significant impact on a person's body too. Actually, any kind of pet. The dog too. Did you know that the dog's tail generates really high frequency? That's why every time you're near a dog and the tail is waggling, the faster it wiggles, the more dopamine you get in your body. So yeah, animals are super important. I always say never trust a person that doesn't like animals. Hey, you remember me from Miami? Yeah, we're still here. So always keep that in mind when you're about to trust somebody. Always ask them if they have animals. If they have animals, then maybe they're a trustworthy person. Tell you what I'm thinking about. Oh, we just talked about so many stuff. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. And I think it's the first time we stayed steady at 1K. Amazing. I don't want to leave TikTok now. But it's crazy. Like some days we'll have like 4 people. Others will be like 200. And other days, like today, it's like 1,000. Woo! Muy bien, chicos. Nos vemos ahora entonces en Miami TV. Dice, lo que dijo Goebbels debió ser más en 1943. Aquí dice el 1939, pero no sé, no me acuerdo de dónde saqué el artículo, pero puede ser que esté equivocado, ¿por qué no? It's a lot better to see and listen and talk to Jenny because her messages are always positive. Listening to her is never a sensation of wasting time. Aw, thank you. I just want you guys to grow. I just want you to, vibrate higher so we can pass all this craziness that's going on in the world in a more gentle way. Remember that we are, the ocean, our planet is a living organism. So we create a net around the world, you guys. Every single one of our energies is connected. So it's like a spider web. So the more people that awaken, the more people that start being conscious of the vibration and start to change them, the better it's going to be for everybody. So it's just a matter of, get going and, you have to want to be in this part of the change. You have to want to be, changing your vibrations because, hey, that just means that you're going to have a better life in everything. Health, love, money. We always say that. Love you guys. Have an amazing evening. We're going to continue now in MiamiTVHD.com. So YouTube is going to stop. TikTok is going to stop, and we're going to continue there. See you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and love you. My Twitter is Energy Jenny. Hola. Mi Twitter is Energy Jenny. Un saludo, amigo. Love your show. Thank you. Well, we're going to continue there, so come and see us. It's just going to be uncensored. Besitos, chicos. Stay positive. All right, guys. So for Miami TV, YouTube, bye-bye. Cancel.